And we are live here from Fuji Speedway in our third and final trip to Japan here in this season of the Road and Plate Palm Golf Series. And this should be an exciting one. Qualifying is just about to wrap up, still 2.5 minutes left on the clock. And then we are going to have the grid all ready. Right now it is Ryan Campbell, top of the board. Can he hold on to it? But before we get any further, I'm Joshua Copperl, and I am joined by Adam Kuhn. Adam, buddy, how you doing?
Doing well, Josh. Excited for another Road and Plate night in America, or I guess not in America again, here in Japan. Road and Plate afternoon in Japan.
Yeah, it is Road and Plate night in Japan. I'm excited for this one. I really am. It's a different track. I don't know if I've actually have seen a race on this track, to be honest with you. But
Oh my God.
uh, but it should be pretty exciting. And
No comment on that
I
last
I noticed
statement.
that there's a corner here called Coca-Cola Corner, and I just want to say that I will raise a Pepsi to that as we have just over a minute left in qualifying.
You mentioned before that Ryan Campbell, top of the board. He had a strong showing last week in Suzuka. Really don't think he had the result at the end of the day that he wanted last week, and I think he's going to look to put a statement here today in our final race in Fuji that you spelled wrong on the ticker. Congratulations.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the most American thing I've ever read.
20 seconds left here in qualifying. And no driver is going to be able to cross the start-finish line. Ryan Campbell might be able to complete this lap.
He's pitting.
He is pitting. And so, yeah, no, he's not going to be able to complete that lap, but he will be on the pole for tonight. So let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup here for the sprint race at Fuji. Ryan Campbell, just mentioned, he's on the pole. And Tony Morano will start his outside in second place. Third, it's going to be Dustin Bally, with Jimmy Moore starting in fourth. Evan Hupchak will start fifth. Sam Stoner in sixth. Matt Slosher will start seventh. Laura Wiseman starting in eighth place. Aaron Bray in ninth. And Dan Ott will start in the 10th position.
Sean Campbell is going to line up in 11th with Jay Bast alongside him. Chuck Labano is going to start 13th with Daniel Foss in 14th. Andrew White qualified 15th with Dylan Butler in 16th. Tom Wendt lines up 17th with Sean Johnson to his outside. Brandon Carr lines up 19th in the 77 with Benson Weaver alongside him in 20th. Robert Brope starts 21st in the number 5. Joseph Klein 22nd in the 14. Those are two strong contenders rear the field for the sprint race.
Yeah, kind of surprised to see them back there. See what they can do. Making their way up towards the front. 22 starters on the grid tonight. And Adam, I'm going to ask you, who's your pick to win?
I'm going to go with a little bit of a long shot. Evan Hupchak, we've seen him be very strong on some of these road races. I think he's going to be in the mix tonight. I feel like this track's really going to suit him.
Well, I am going to pick Aaron Smith for not being here to allow somebody else to be able to win. And I think it's going to be Campbell, honestly. I think Ryan Campbell is fast. He was so good last week. You already mentioned that. And to stay up there with Aaron Smith last week at Suzuka. Aaron Smith, of course, class of the field, he had the lead, won it by a little over 2 seconds, but Ryan Campbell was there. He did a great job, and I feel like tonight he's starting on the pole for the sprint race. He's found his footing. I think he's got what it takes to get it done.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a really strong contender and make his name up front. Try not to let anyone pass him in that beautiful paint scheme with the bald eagle on the front. I guess that's not a bald eagle. That looks like a normal eagle.
Yeah, this one doesn't have hair loss. This field starts rolling. So it's not going to be long at all, and the pace car will be coming in pit road as they are using the short pace lap. So coming off the
I think we're going to have an issue. I think we're going to have an issue here, Josh, that we've seen in the last couple of races over here in Japan. And with the long front straightaways before we get a restart, when it comes to it in the main event, and it might be an issue here in the sprint race start.
A lot of drivers are going to be antsy. Pace car going to make its way to the safety of pit road. The field in the hands of Ryan Campbell, Tony Morano also on the front row, Dustin Bally, and Jimmy Moore. And of course, we're going to get a building in the way as soon as they go green. Well, okay, they're holding. I thought
I knew that the paddock was going to get in the way. I love how you always do that at these F1 tracks.
Green flag is... We're underway here at Fuji.
Jimmy Moore not wasting any time going through the middle. Thinks better of it. Gonna pinch with Dustin Bally there in row 2.
Is there a little bit of contact there between Campbell and Morano? I couldn't tell. Maybe just a light hip check. Morano tried to take a peek.
To the long sweeping corner here, 4 and 5. Saw Ryan Campbell make a lot of moves last week at Suzuka in the long sweeping corner. Not able to run away from Morano here.
Contact between the two.
Gosh.
I have no idea what happened, and they are 3 wide for the race lead. Dustin Bally in the middle.
One of the sketchiest corners in racing in general, in sports cars or F1 or anything, and I don't know how they made it stick in these old stock cars. Into the chicane here. This is going to be dicey. Never mind, they're skipping the chicane. Good.
Yeah, they're skipping the chicane on this layout. How about Evan Hoopchak up here in 5th place? Tony Morano fell back to 4th.
Yeah, Morano the big loser there when they all fanned out after the big chicane, the big carousel. We have a lot of cars running wide or slow in the back of the pack off the final corner, but everything neat and orderly up here, single file. Some of these guys trying to get a little bit spread out. So they get ready to dive into turn one. Couldn't tell who that was trying to make a move. Looks like it was going to be Matt Slosher.
Oh, man.
Stoner is going to get all over the back of the 7 there.
Matt Slosher, good to see him back. Currently running in the 7th position.
Back up there from the 65. Gonna open the door for Slosher there.
Still side by side between Stoner and Slosher.
Into the Dunlop corner. It's gonna be Slosher up over the curb, able to keep the advantage there. And you quickly cut to the 84 Laura Wiseman there for a moment, Josh. Wheeling these guys in easily with this semi-battle they have shaping up here. And a whole line waiting behind also.
Or Wiseman almost was able to take a peek there on Stoner.
Few cars up, looked like Tony Morano was making a move at Jimmy Moore for the 3rd position, trying to regain some ground he lost a few moments ago. Not able to do anything. It was at 323.
Not close enough. 2 more at the moment. Oh, Laura Wiseman almost had a little bit too much steam there going into, I believe that's 1.
Almost allowed Daniel to get into the mix there into turn 1.
Jay Bass back here in 11th place. Bast is just behind Bray.
Whoa! Whoa! Laura Wiseman way off. Bunch of cars dropping wheels there, as we of course saw. Wiseman, the one that went almost straight off there, and I believe that's Dunlop corner.
Got some damage on the right front, I believe.
Gonna drop from being in the top 10 position to now 11th outside the invert, and gonna have quite a bunch of cars behind this 84 car now as we look at this replay. Wow, big overcorrection it looks like, Josh.
Oh yeah. Dylan Butler. Let's see what happened to Dylan Butler. Oh. Looks like maybe just gave it too much gas. Looking live at Aaron Bray. Of course, with Wiseman falling out to 11th, as you mentioned, that kind of put all these guys into the invert positions. So Jay Bass no longer has to worry about trying to get an invert position, but these guys are just battling so close.
As we cut to this battle, just in front of them, Daniel Ott getting that position on Samuel Stoner, who's going to run Aaron Bray a little wide there. They continue to just run each other a little bit wide here. They almost did the same thing again through the Dunlop corner, running through all that grass. A little bit neater this time, and no big moments for these guys in the top 10. I believe we had a side-by-side battle just in front of them. I think it was Murano and Moore again fighting for that third position. Moore going to continue to battle for that third, or continue to hold on for that third spot. These guys, about 5 seconds up the road from that battle we were just looking at, but looking at the track, pretty much all lined up, all these cars 3rd through 10th.
A lot of close action, but they're all single file right now.
So we've seen, it just takes one small hiccup, and we saw a hoop chuck there run a little bit wide. I was just going to mention, the only separation in this top 10 was hoop chuck back to up, but that might be going away here soon as he bobbled through one of those quick right lefts on the curbs.
Chuck Labano and Joseph Klein nose to tail. Slosher has caught up to Murano as they're battling.
See if that's going to let Jimmy Moore at all drive away from that 4th place car. 323, Tony Murano. Up front, Josh. Ryan Campbell was reeling in Dustin Bally little by little here. Was about a second, half a lap ago, and now down to 7/8 tenths of a second.
Yeah, I've kind of been watching the time between those two drivers as well. And Campbell had real Bally in, and Bally pulled away the last lap, and then Campbell now starting to reel Bally back in once again. There's 5.5 minutes left in this sprint race, so we'll see if Campbell's able to do anything with it. If he's just going to have to ride behind Bally.
Issues with Ryan Campbell, just towed. Oh, nope, lagged out for a moment. Disappeared completely off timing and the racetrack. Spawned back in right on the back bumper of Dustin Bally, pretty much.
Yeah, the heat is definitely on now for Dustin Bally. Ryan Campbell. Yeah, that was something scary there for Campbell. I thought he was completely out with packet loss. Something happened with Jimmy Moore.
Now being shown in the 6th position with Daniel out right behind him. So we look at the JCTV replay. Looks like it happened around the same time Campbell went missing from our screens. And it's going to be down at the Dunlop corner yet again. Running a little bit wide here, Josh. Too hot.
Oh, yeah, he just... Oh, my goodness.
Ooh,
he was going to be okay.
That was a pretty good save, though, because right there's that tire bundle.
Yeah, that was a great job to not have that be any worse. I think Stoner also lost some positions. Stoner's all the way in 13th. Two and a half minutes to go. Bali still leading over Ryan Campbell. Matt Slosher within striking distance of Tony Morano.
And he's been stuck here for almost this entire race at this point.
Yeah, just not able to get around Morano. I think Slosher might be a little bit quicker, but Morano's doing a great job. Slosher still right there on the back bumper. You can't get much closer than this. So Slosher is able to use any kind of draft. As we do have the white flag. Slosher was able to roll it into the corner just a little bit better. Morano got a great exit though.
Don't think Slosher's going to have enough unless he has a huge dive bomb here. Or Morano has a small little slip up. Couldn't quite get to the inside on entry. He might be there on exit though, Josh.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Put the pressure on. Looking to the inside once again. Morano going wide. Another right-hand corner for Slosher. They are tight. Slosher catches the curbing. I think that's going to do it.
Pretty courteous there from the 400 car because we've seen a lot of aggressive driving to that corner so far tonight.
Coming to the final corner for these two, but I think Bali just has enough of a lead.
Camber really closed in that final set of corners, but like you said, I think he had too much of an advantage built up there on that last lap.
It's going to be Dustin Bali taking the checkered flag here at Fuji in the sprint race, followed by Campbell. Morano, Slosher, Hubchak, Ott, Moore, Fast, Wiseman, and Bray, the top 10. So Bray is going to be your pole sitter for the feature event. Oh my goodness. Dustin Bali just got obliterated. But Palmer Golf. They deliver classic styles and a modern fit that allow you to move seamlessly from the office to the course to hanging with friends and family. Visit palmeratgolf.com today to browse their collection of fine golf apparel, including polos, pullovers, pants, and more. That is palmeratgolf.com. We have an interview with our sprint race winner. Hey Dustin, it was a sprint race win for you, and a little bit of craziness there on the start, but you were able to get the lead and hold on to it the rest of the way. But it did not seem like it was easy. How'd you get it done?
It was not easy. I got lucky and the seas parted when Tony and Ryan made a little contact there in the middle of the first lap, and I just kind of threaded the needle and kept my foot in it, and things worked out. But yeah, Ryan and I were running pretty similar lap times, I think, kind of the whole race, and it was just a matter of trying to keep it on the island. I wasn't being super aggressive, I think, in terms of trying to go for outright pace, because I didn't want to make a mistake and spin and have him get by. So I think he's probably got the speed advantage for the feature. He was certainly way faster than me at Suzuka, so it was good to be at least on pace with him this time.
So you don't have Aaron Smith to worry about to steal a win away from you tonight. You are going to be starting from 10th. Is there anything that you have going through your mind right now for getting through the feature?
Yeah, I think it's going to be down to the tire strategy, right? We're not sure. I'm not sure still which one I'm going to do, because the car seems to struggle the most in these slow left-hand turns. The rights, it actually seems okay. So usually on this type of circuit, because it's clockwise, you'd want to take left side tires. But I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I guess I'll have to see kind of where it plays out and see if it's something where I need to pick up 5 or 6 seconds on somebody to jump ahead of them, and then in that case I might not take any tires. But if it's something where I want to have the pace to run better laps later on in the race, I might do 2. So I don't think I'll take 4. I'm not sure which side I'm going to take, but I'll let you know when I get there.
All right, sponsored shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
First one, I'll give a shout out to my lovely wife Rebecca. If you're watching, love you, sweetie. Parents Tom and Deb, thank you guys for watching, supporting. Mother-in-law Karen, if you're watching. You guys, of course, for broadcasting. Love what you guys do for the league and watching the broadcasts on Fridays. And then Palmer Golf for sponsoring the league, and then everyone else who participates and shows up. Appreciate it.
All right. Congrats on the sprint race win, and good luck to you in the feature.
Thank you much.
That was Dustin Bally, your sprint race winner. So we are jumping into the feature event now with the 3-minute warm-up period all finished. And so it'll be just a moment and the drivers will get on the grid. And of course it is going to be Aaron Bray on the pole. So we're looking at Aaron Bray and Laura Weisman in row 1. Jay Bass, Jimmy Moore, row 2. Dan Ott and Evan Hoopchak, row 3. Matt Slosher, Tony Morano, row 4. Ryan Campbell and Dustin Bally in row 5. Everybody else is going to start where they finished. Joseph Klein in 11th, and Daniel Foss in 12th. Sam Stoner in 13th, Andrew White 14th, Tom Wendt 15th, Chuck Labano 16th, Sean Campbell 17th, Benson Weaver 18th, Sean Johnson 19th, Dylan Butler 20th, Robert Brobst 21st, and Brandon Carl will start in 22nd. Your 22 car grid for the feature event. I probably should change that on the ticker as well. So, Adam, who's your pick?
I'm gonna have to pick Ryan Campbell. I think he's gonna be really aggressive getting through the field in the main event, and I just wanted to take your pick from the sprint.
Of course you did. And he's going to be tough to beat. I agree. I like that pick, but because I just make it a point to not pick the same person that my color commentators pick, I'm going to go with Dustin Bolly. And that means I probably just jinxed him, but Dustin also really put on a great sprint race. He is fast. I'm sure he's hungry to win. He's a driver capable of winning every single week. It's just it comes down to the end of the races that it's such a struggle for him to be up there. I think tonight could really be the night, and he proved it in a sprint race. He's got speed to match Campbell. I think one of your winner is either going to be Campbell or Bolly, but I'm going to go with Bolly.
You mentioned top of the show, it's going to be an opportunity race with no Aaron Smith, and it very well could be an opportunity race for these guys in front of the two we picked, someone else inside the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they still have to get through lap 1, turn 1, and we've seen it, things get chaotic before. It's no guarantees. This could be a night where Laura Wiseman, Aaron Bray, Jay Bast, Evan Hoopchak, where they could really capitalize on something here. Just watch for those guys up front as well. And it's going to be a pretty interesting show here at the Fuji Speedway. Pace car is into the safety of pit road. Marty the flagman has the flag in hand. As Aaron Bray and Laura Wiseman lead us to the green flag, it's waving. We're underway at Fuji. Look at Jay Bast.
Got Daniel Ott following him on the inside. He's gonna get clear of Aaron Bray.
Jay Bast saying, "Look out, here I come." And Dan Ott, you mentioned him as well. That was a great start from Dan Ott.
Wasn't able to make the most out of it like Bast was. Now just finally getting past Aaron Bray. Jimmy Morrow tried to look at the opportunity he had in the sprint race, 3 wide up the inside, thought better of it again. We had a few cars out in the grass there, Josh. A little bit of contact there. Might have a few cars spun out. We do. Aaron Bray is caught up, I believe, back there with a ton of damage. Bunch of chaos throughout the field.
What in the world happened to Aaron Bray?
I believe he got spun out. There was just a huge chain reaction here in one of the tightest corners. I'm surprised we didn't see something like this in the sprint race, Josh.
I believe that was Evan Hoopchak. Yeah, Joseph
Klein, innocent bystander in that. Fighting the top 5 here. It's such a tight corner here. And it was Hoopchak in the back.
Oh my!
In that skirmish, we saw Dustin Bolly just barely sneak through and not get collected.
Bolly just fell back a ton of positions as well in reaction to what we just saw as we were getting the camera on Campbell.
Yeah, Jimmy Moore's been fun to watch so far tonight, Josh, between the sprint and the opening laps here. That was a pretty aggressive driving there off the opening couple corners on lap number 2.
Yeah, he's in 5th place currently, and he's got Ryan Campbell right in front of him. Maybe he can ride behind Campbell. See if he might be able to learn something, but Moore is fast as well.
A lot of cars just going through that corner up on the curbs.
How about this? Laura Wiseman reeling Jay Bast in. Slosher, Jimmy Moore, and Tony Morano all battling around each other.
Dustin Bally already ducking into pit lane, I believe, Josh.
Yes, he is. We saw that last week work for Aaron Smith.
Well, Jay Bass is going to run really wide here through 1. See if Wiseman's able to take advantage through turn 2. Not really, still close enough as they get ready for, I believe, this is the Coca-Cola corner right here. Bass runs wide again. Way off the racetrack, way out of the racing groove. Pulled over completely for Laura Wiseman.
Yeah, that was really wide.
Do you think
there.
they was trying to catch the car again?
It could be.
It's gonna open the door here for Dan Ott, who you mentioned, who we both mentioned on that start, really take advantage, and then just kind of held his own, tried to avoid the chaos, and really opening the opportunity here for him with Ryan Campbell closing in on this battle now.
Here's kind of my dilemma. If you're Ryan Campbell, you know, Dustin Balley's already pit. He's good to make it on fuel. We assume. I don't see why he would have pit if he had any doubt that he wouldn't have made it. This was the winning strategy last week at Suzuka for Aaron Smith, and we have seen that the same strategy work for Aaron Smith before. Now Dustin Balley's giving it a try. He's got clean track right now. Actually,
We got a couple cars.
Yeah, it's also Evan Hupchak on that same strategy. Jimmy Moore and Sam Stoner coming down pit road this time by.
Meanwhile, we look at this battle for 3rd that we were talking about. Campbell makes easy work. Shouldn't say quick, because he's been behind him for now quite a few corners, but easy work on that 29 into turn 1.
So this is what I was going to say, you know, kind of getting on my point is, Wally's kind of got clean track. Brandon Carl's right in front of him, but other than that, it is a very clean track out in front of Dustin Balley. As long as he can hang on to be out in front of these guys, Stoner and Moore, he's not going to make it. He's going to have to go wide.
He's on warm tires, though. These guys fresh out of the pits. Although they probably didn't even change tires, so never mind.
No, they did not change tires at all.
Yeah, Dustin Balley not able to take advantage of that, and then getting caught in a little bit of traffic there, running wide through 1 and 2.
Balley side by side
Be
with
aggressive
Stoner.
here. I don't know how they didn't make big contact. That's insane.
I agree. That looked like they were going to door bang a couple of times.
Oh. That might not help the cause.
No takers onto pit road this time around.
Ryan Campbell's gone around Jay Bast for second position, closing in on Laura Wiseman up front, but we're watching that battle for what could become the race lead. So you see the top three overall on the racetrack right now run nose to tail.
I think Campbell needs to get this lead from Laura Wiseman and just start putting clean and fast laps down. He's going to try here, ducking to the inside.
Oh, this is going to be dicey here into the Dunlop corner. Thinks better of it. That's Wiseman run wide. Setting up the 84 for the next corner. No. Wiseman all over the place. Going to force the 84 into a mistake.
Yeah, Wiseman just drove it hard into the corner.
Wiseman re-emerged right in front of Dan Ott. It's going to check up these three cars right behind the 84. See Tony Morano, big lunge to the inside of the 29. As Campbell starts to drive away from Jay Bast. That just looked like Ryan Campbell hit the intimidate button though on Laura Wiseman.
Yeah. What does Morano do here? Stays to the inside, keeps going, and is going to get a 2-for-1 special. As Morano will not only get around Ott, but also Laura Wiseman. Meanwhile, Dustin Bally back here.
Yeah, when you cut to it, there was smoke just kicked up.
Yep, Bally was just battling with Brobst a minute ago, I believe. Brobst just came into pit road, so I'm going to assume there was an issue with Bally.
Yeah, and
oh, there was a big issue with Bally. Side by side with oh my goodness, Moore and Bally made some contact. Bally went around, rejoined, and Evan Hoopchak had to take the long way around. But that still doesn't tell me. I know Bally was right there with the 5 car. Oh, the 5 car was right there if I had just paid attention. A little bit of mistake there.
Lopes just trying to not be in the way there, and one of the most in the way places you can be, unfortunately, on this racetrack.
Yeah, nothing Brobst did wrong there. Just unfortunate contact between Moore and Bally. And Ryan Campbell did not just lose the lead like I thought he did, thanks to my bubble. It actually was Robert Brobst coming out of pit road. Ooh, Brobst is squirrely there.
Very curious how this is going to shake out now that we've had these incidents back here between Moore and 24 we're looking at right now, Dustin Bally, who we thought was going to be in a great position until we saw where everyone around him merged out. He's gotten around Samuel Stoner, who exited the pits in front of him, despite everything we've just seen with this 24 car and the 12, as they go side by side yet again.
And Bally is going to get around Moore.
I believe that's the 65 right behind them, reeling them back in, excuse me. Not sure what would have put him behind. He did exit the pits in front of him, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh, A little bit of a twitch there for the 24 car.
This is kind of the risk that you take coming in pitting early. However, this really wasn't with traffic that is slower traffic. This is traffic that's people you're racing up front that have just happened to come down pit road as well. And it was just an unfortunate incident between Moore and Bali. Bali closing in on Evan Hoopchak. Dustin Bali, fastest car on track that last time by. And he
Almost
gets-
big dive there. Oh,
Oh yeah, he lost spot to Moore. He got so close to Hoopchak.
big Balbo in the Dunlap corner, something we've seen all night so far tonight, Josh.
Just trying to hold on. Another battle. We've seen these guys battling pretty much all night. Slosher and Morano.
Big
Slosher,
dive to the inside here.
he's gonna get it. Does Matt Slosher.
Yeah, Tony Morano went extremely to the right side of the racetrack there, exiting, I believe that was turn 4, and it really just made him go the long way, entering the corner, and Slosher was able to take advantage, diving to the inside there.
Morano not going away. "19 minutes left on the clock." This is not for position. That is Brandon Carl in 77. He is a lap down. Aaron Bray, however, in 8th place, going to get on by Brandon Carl. Carl actually coming in pit road. Daniel Foss and Dylan Butler. Foss not coming in pit road. Taking a ride on board with Dustin Bali. We got a change for second place. The Slosher gets around Jay Bast. Jay Bast just trying to stay right there with Slosher.
Thought he was going to keep looking to the inside in one. He is going to keep the pressure up in one. He's going to get a bump himself, actually, from Tony Morano.
Very light.
Really checked. Kind of checked up Morano there a little bit, Josh.
Yeah, a little bit. Morano's still right there, however.
See this racing toward the front of the field. The other group of cars that have pitted have caught the tail end of the lead lap. Just had to pass a few cars who then immediately ducked in pit lane, it looks like, this last time by. See just ahead of them, Evan Hubchuk. Scott Dylan Butler running in the 10th position right now. Looks like he would be the last one out of that group to yet to pit.
Side by side between Morano and Bast. Bast trying to use power down on the outside to stay ahead of Morano, and so far it actually does work. 15 and a half to go. Great job by Jay Bast, defending off Tony Morano. Evan Uchak, Jimmy Moore, Dustin Bally nose to tail.
Looks like they had to negotiate the 96 car. It's in the back of the shot now. Maybe brought all these three back together because they were separated by a little bit more before this. Now Jimmy Moore all over Evan Hubchak. See if that 12 can muster a run into turns 1 and 2. He is diving to the inside. Big lunge on the 7.
Contact.
He's going to spin him.
Evan Hubchak. I think he barely just keeps it off the inside wall.
What we thought was going to be for the win tonight, Josh. Here comes Samuel Stoner. That opened him right into the play. He's racing with Jimmy Moore here. So Dustin Bally got through, clear of all of that mess. See fender damage on the left side of that 12 car.
Oh, and I bet he feels it too. So he's going to try to take a peek to the inside.
Jay Bast has made his trip down pit road this time by. These guys continue to race the last couple corners on the course.
Butler,
Oh,
Daniel. And
Moore.
Jimmy Moore.
Yeah, Moore, I think, had a checkup for his corner there. Didn't want to run completely through the 65, and with that compromised fender, really affected that corner approach. Somehow was able to get the drive off to stay ahead of these guys, battling just behind him.
Butler going to stay to the inside. He does so cleanly, but they're still side by side. Almost contact there between Butler and Ott.
Trying to set up more here into the last corner. Yeah, this 12 car cannot turn right through there at all, that long sweep and final corner. Same thing that happened last time through there.
They are just nose to tail. So they're going to head down into turn 1. Butler gives plenty of space. Still gets a pretty good entry into the corner. You know what's been really interesting to me though, Adam? So I'm watching the lap times and watching the ticker. Slosher is closing in on Campbell. And I thought that if Slosher got some clean air, or at least clean track in front of him, he was going to be a threat. And he is breathing down the neck of Campbell.
This strategy is very interesting too, Josh. Like forever in Road and Plate, running down in these final minutes now as the clock continues to wind down. We know these guys are gonna make this final pit stop, and that pack behind them that we keep cutting to, they are not really reeling these guys in much, if at all.
No, actually, the fastest lap has gone to Slosher the last couple of times. Before that, it was Campbell. So, I mean, you know, we don't expect those drivers on, or that have came down pit road to be faster because of tire advantage, because really there isn't any. A couple drivers have taken some tires, sure, but for the most part, it's been a lot of fuel-only stops. So I'm not really surprised to see that the lap times are in more favor of Campbell and Slosher as opposed to, you know, those that have already came down pit road. Nine minutes. You know, with Dustin Bawley having the issues that he had, being involved in a spin, I kind of thought that maybe it was going to be Ryan Campbell's race. He's coming down pit road. This actually is going to hand the lead over to Matt Slosher, but this is, I don't know. I think Slosher has got just as good of a chance as anybody here.
Yeah, I'm really curious what Campbell's going to blend out to those guys that have already pitted early in the race, because like you mentioned, they had a lot of argy-bargy in the back of the field.
Ryan Campbell is off and away already. And right up ahead of him is a spun out Aaron Bray.
Quickly back going is the 11 car.
So here's Campbell. And if you're wondering where Dustin Bawley is at, you got to go all the way back turn 1.
Easy gap for the 18.
So now the question is going to be, Matt Slosher, he's still got to come down pit road. We know that. There's 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining on the clock. Slosher has been pretty quick. Is he going to be able to pull a strategy that could steal him the win? He's looking like he's going to pit this time by his Slosher. And he's in. So this will ultimately hand the lead to Joseph Klein, assuming he does not come into pit road. He's going to have to, however, and he's looking like he will do so this time by. Here's Aaron Bray. And Ryan Campbell. Let's look. Campbell is at full speed. Where's Slosher? Campbell's got him.
Ooh, Campbell, yeah, easily. It's just going to be staying on the island, not making a big mistake. And Slosher's not going to have any pressure out back.
Matt Slosher's box time 5.2. Ryan Campbell 5.0. Aaron Bray and Joseph Klein nose to tail. Under 5 minutes remaining here at Fuji. Campbell has over a 3-second gap, but here is going to be a battle. I don't even know what position this is for.
You saw both of these guys wrecked together on lap 1. Looks like it's battle for P12. Poor Joseph Klein had nowhere to go. Aaron Bray was just spun in the middle of the track. I don't even think Klein made much contact, if at all. He just had to stop and lose a ton of track position to not destroy the 11.
Oh, side by side.
Wow.
Klein did not get a good power down.
Big time power slide with the rear of those.
Light up the rears, and he got lucky there that he didn't go around, but he's going to try to dive it into the inside, heading into turn 1. Big braking zone. Klein not taking a big risk, but Bray actually going to go wide, so Klein going to get the position anyway.
What button is the Intimidate button on iRacing, Josh, and why haven't you told me sooner?
It's up, up, down, down, left, right, R1, R2, L1, L2.
Oh. Lower Y's been a big slide there. Right in front of Dustin Bally.
Bally with a slide. Still sliding.
Yeah, you're not going to catch that. Saved it from not destroying the front of that car off into that guardrail there. He's going to be in a tricky spot to rejoin. Right behind Dan. Maybe right next to him.
Oh,
right into
goodness.
him.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Jimmy Moore.
Take a look back at the JCTV replay as there's contact between Bollianot and yeah, just that contact there with Jimmy Moore. That had to hurt.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Jimmy Moore, who had a really great race going today, obviously. He and Bolly, with that contact earlier, trying to fight for the win, the OG Bargy we mentioned earlier, before the guys up front had pitted and gone from bad to worse. See you in literally in the closing minutes. Might fall out of the top 10 here with Joseph Klein right behind him. And of course, line of cars, it looks like, ready to pass in just a few cars back. Look at that thing, almost undrivable through here.
White flag is waving for Ryan Campbell. Just over 2.5 seconds ahead of Matt Slosher. He is heading down to turn 1. Back to the battle here between Klein and Moore. Klein able to get the power down quickly. Gonna pass Moore. Moore actually coming out of pit road. It's Ryan Campbell. He just has only a few more corners to go. Ryan Campbell doing a great job. He's got no pressure out back. Ryan Campbell. He's going into the final corner. Onto the front straightaway. Power down. He sees the checkered flag. Ryan Campbell. He's your race winner here at Fuji. Matt Slosher gonna get second place. A great run from him tonight. How about Jay Bass getting third? Ryan
Surviving
Campbell.
everything.
Yes. Ryan Campbell gonna burn it down. Best tasting donuts are in at Fuji Speedway. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to need every single bed available in the infield care center.
I forgot about the Fuji shenanigans.
Tom Wendt just lost both front wheels. Golly. Well, I don't think there's anybody else on track. I don't think we... Oh, we got Sean Campbell. But alright. Let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial race results. Ryan Campbell, of course, with the race win. Matt Slosher bringing it home in second. Jay Bass, P3. Laura Wiseman in fourth. Tony Morano in fifth. Sam Stoner in sixth. Evan Hoopchak, seventh. Joseph Klein, eighth. Dan Ott, ninth. And Aaron Bray finishes in the 10th position.
Chuck Labano is going to be finishing 11th tonight with Sean Johnson scored 12th. Dustin Bawley, 13th. Jimmy Moore, 14th. Unfortunately, after that incident in the final 2 laps, Andrew White, 15th. Dylan Butler scored 16th. Tom Went finished 17th. Sean Campbell is going to be your 18th place finisher tonight with Daniel Foss in 19th, our last driver on the lead lap. And Brandon Carr did not finish in 20th.
Robert Brobst and Benson Weaver are 21st and 22nd. So Palm Rat Golf delivers classic styles and a modern fit that allow you to move seamlessly from the office to the course to hang with friends and family. Visit PalmRatGolf.com today to browse their collection of fine golf apparel, including polos, pullovers, pants, and more. That is PalmRatGolf.com. Let's go ahead and talk to our third place finisher here tonight, Jay Bast.
On the outside,
Hey,
but
Jay.
oh, what's going on, guys?
Going pretty good, and hope that you're doing pretty good as well. Third place finish out there for you tonight at Fuji Speedway. It looks like a wild one out there, and a lot of drivers choosing to pit early, some choosing to pit late. But what was it like out there as you were navigating around this racetrack?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was a really good battle for the front there in the feature. The heat race got a little funny. I think some people were trying some shenanigans to get back to 10th and get that reverse grid, but straight out of the gate, turn 1 in the feature, I was able to do that 3 wide pass into turn 1. That was really fun, but hanging on to it didn't pan out. Like this track is so wide, so there's so many viable lines, and you could just always have someone underneath you, and then everybody's trying to converge at the exit, and then it just gets a little messy. It's actually really tough to pass here, despite how wide it is. But yeah, everybody did such a great job here. It was a lot of fun.
There was quite a bit of calamity that involved a lot of front runners towards the back of the pack. What was kind of the goal for you of just trying to keep it as clean as possible, and as you worked your way through?
Yeah, totally. Like you said, this whole series in the 87 cars has been just about survival, because once you even think about heating up the tires, they just never come back. So it's definitely a matter of being conservative and kind of underdriving the car, but getting as close to the limit as possible, and especially on these flat, wide corners with just like 1% of camber, it makes it so difficult to keep this old boat underneath you. And yeah, everybody did such a great job. I had a really fun battle with Laura there. We were changing positions constantly, and then good battle with Tony at one point. And yeah, I saw Dustin charging through the field towards the end there. So that was a lot of fun to be able to hold all these super talented drivers off. And yeah, just great race. I'm really stoked to get that P3.
All right, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, we gotta give the shout out to Frito Sport and Tom Went, TW3 Liveries, for these beautiful paint jobs. I think Tom has done basically 3/4 of the road and plate field at this point. So yeah, that's keeps us looking as good as we are. Special shout out to 80-Bit Better. Check out 80bitbetter.com and EV Part Picker, as well as Homebrew Auto, and a new sponsor, Formosa EV, for even more of your EV conversion needs. But yeah, and yeah, special thanks to Dustin for organizing everything, Pomerat Golf, Evan Hubchak, and you guys for throwing on this awesome show. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did.
Absolutely, and congrats on the third place finish, and we'll see you next week at Daytona.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy.
That was Jay Bass, your third place finisher here tonight. And Adam, I believe you have Matt Slosher.
Hey, Matt, it's the guys in the booth. You got us.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing? Runner up here
I'm
tonight.
good.
Well, it was fun to see you out there try and catch Ryan Campbell. What was it like the last little stint of that race right before the pit stops?
Yeah, I was kind of catching him, but as I got close, I felt like I would burn up my tires a little bit, like overheat them. He did a really nice job of just running steady. I was a little faster sometimes, but could not quite get there, and he also had a better pit stop, and yeah, he did a nice job, and I could not get to him, but I thought I might have a chance if I could have gotten close and he made a mistake or something or had a bad pit stop. But yeah, it was fun trying to catch him, and congrats to him for pulling it off.
Overall, how was the night here at Fuji for that number 400 car?
Yeah, it was very pleased with the result. This was my first race of the season. I don't have as much experience in the 87s as these guys do, and I had to acclimate a little bit. But I got fortunate. I had a clean race, stayed out of trouble. Was able to follow some people and learn some lines and figure some things out. And my goal was to get a podium, and luckily able to do that and have a lot of fun racing these guys. So yeah, glad to be back.
What's that mean to be one step off of the podium and 2 steps on in that return race you mentioned, and really being the only one close to Ryan when the checkered flag flew?
Yeah, I mean, if it feels good. Like I really enjoy driving stock cars on road courses, any type of NASCAR, whether it's the old ones or the newer ones, and it's really fun to be able to race and have a good race. And everybody here is really fast and skilled at this type of racing. So I think there are some names I'm looking at that probably would have been on the podium if they maybe didn't have a little bit of trouble. I know Dustin was fast. I know James Moore was fast, and Evan, and Jay Bass obviously too, but he did get on the podium. But yeah, it was always feels good to get a top 3 no matter what. So I'm happy to be able to do it.
Well, who do you want to shout out and thank with that podium performance here tonight in Fuji?
Yeah, thanks to Dustin for running the league, and shout out to JCTV. Thank you to you all for broadcasting, and yeah, thanks to everybody who was out there today. Really great racing, and yeah, that's it.
We're going to be looking forward to seeing you next week in Daytona.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to run these cars on the speedway because they're 230 miles an hour or whatever. So that's gonna be awesome.
All right, we'll be tuned in. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
That was our runner-up tonight, Matt Slosher, in the number 400 car, making his first appearance of the season, getting ready for Daytona next week. I don't know I think these are the most two polar opposite tracks you could maybe run back to back on the schedule.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can dial up our race winner. Hey, Ryan Campbell, race winner here tonight at Fuji. How about that?
I know. My first feature win in the league. I'm very, very happy with how that turned out.
You came really close last week at Suzuka, but just wasn't able to get it done. Aaron Smith just a little bit quicker, but you were staying up with him. Tonight, you started on the pole for the sprint race. Things happened. Dustin Bally was able to get on past, as well as a couple of others, but ultimately Dustin Bally, and you were riding behind him. And we knew that he was quick as well. But it seems like you were matching his pace pretty well there. So, what was kind of the mindset going into the feature event, knowing that now you guys are going to be starting row 5, 9th, 10th, and you got to work your way through the field?
My goal was just get through everybody as fast as possible, stay clean, keep the tires nice. These tires, if you spin or slide, they pretty much just turn off immediately. So keeping the tires in good shape and getting through there, I was pretty confident that if I could get in front of Dustin, I could hold him off, given how matched we were for pace in the heat.
The strategy that he called was where he came into pit road immediately, and you, on the other hand, stayed out till pretty late in the race. My one concern with pitting early would be getting behind slower traffic. Is that kind of the mindset that you had as well, to ultimately make the decision to stay out as long as possible?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. You get some clear air if you pit early, but then if you run into traffic and it holds you up, you're in trouble. And also, I mean, as you run the fuel out of the car, technically it should get faster. So that was the goal.
There at the end, Matt Slosher, he was kind of starting to breathe down your neck a little bit. Didn't get exactly close enough to really challenge, but were you worried at all that he might be able to get up there?
I was definitely watching it before the pit stop. Hoped that if I stayed ahead of him out of the pit stop, that might break up his rhythm a bit. And it looks like it held him off just enough.
All right, sponsors, shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
Tom Went at TW3 Liveries. He does a lot of the paints here, and he did the Screaming Eagle for mine.
All right. Well, congrats on the race win, and we'll see you next week at Daytona.
All right, thank you.
Oops. And that was Ryan Campbell, your race winner here tonight in the feature event. And yeah, I mean, that was quite an interesting race. We had a lot of drama there, as far as, you know, drivers that we thought were going to be competing for wins kind of having some issues. Dustin Bally being one of them. Multiple issues with Dustin Bally. But I think, you know, you and I, we were pretty set that it was going to be Campbell or Bally, and I didn't really see Slosher coming into the picture. Slosher, I know he's fast. He is a past champion, albeit in a different car. He's just so good all around in whatever car you put him in. But I still wasn't so sure. I personally wasn't sold on Slosher being up there myself. But Campbell, I mean, he did everything perfectly. And it's great to see him finally get that first feature win.
Oh, for sure. Like you mentioned, so close a week ago in Suzuka. He was so strong in that event, and you could tell in his interview he just wanted that one position better. I'm sure he's super ecstatic about it, as we heard in that interview. He's so glad to get that first win, but now the next goal for him probably going to be getting a victory when Aaron Smith is in the race.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's goal. Aaron Smith, he is essentially like, the carrot that everybody is trying to chase. And I mean, Campbell did such a great job last week at Suzuka as well. And I know it was heartbreaker for him last week. It's got to feel good for him to get that win this week. However, of course, I'm sure he would have loved to have gotten 2 in a row here tonight. But overall, I'm still mad at Ryan Campbell for not pushing me to a win in my only start. I'm kidding, but that was a fun race itself. But that was so long ago, I don't want to talk about that. We got other things to talk about, like Daytona next week, and we've already seen these cars on Talladega earlier this season, race number 2. That was a fantastic race. Talladega, it's wider than Daytona. It has more banking than Daytona. The speeds are going to be insane. We've already heard about that in one of the interviews tonight. I think Talladega is going to be a race that nobody's going to want to miss. And I am looking forward to every little bit of that race.
You confused yourself. We've already done Dega. We're going to Daytona.
That's right. Yep, we're going to Daytona.
We need to sign off and get you sleep. Oh my!
I'm sleep deprived. I am. Yeah, we're going to Daytona where it's not as wide. Banking is just a little bit less. But anyway, yeah. This should be a fun show. Daytona. I'm looking forward to it. Every little bit of that one. So, Adam, thank you as always for joining me on these Thursday nights.
It's been a pleasure.
Even if I make a fool out of myself, it's still fun.
Me too, man. It's all right.
Thanks to everybody for watching. Really do appreciate it. Palm Golf for supporting Road and Plate series. So, shout out to Dustin Bally and all the admins at the Road and Plate series as well. All the drivers, fans watching at home. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And on behalf of the entire outstanding crew at JCTV and Adam Kuhn, I'm Joshua Coppernoll, signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we will see you next time. Take care, good night, and don't get sleep deprived like I am.